EA Sports, always proud to bring you the National Football League as we join you from Northwest Stadium, just outside Washington, D.C. Today, it's an early season divisional matchup in the NFC East. New York Giants taking on the Washington Commanders. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Parker, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those points. There's the OTAs training.
Entering settings screen, you have 28 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
Camp, preseason, all led to this moment when they officially kicked this one off to get the season underway.
Hail to the Commanders, hail victory.
Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us a dozen miles east of the National Mall at the home of the Commanders here in Landover, Maryland. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. On the Giants sideline, it is Brian Dable trying to turn things around. Playoffs 2 years ago, very disappointing 3-14 mark a year ago. Opposite him is Dan Quinn in his second season as the head coach of the Commanders.
Matt Gay, the kickoff for Washington.
Mike Tirico with Greg Olson. We're ready to start year 2 together in the booth. Off we go from Northwest Stadium. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by the first-round pick in 2025 out of Ole Miss. It's Jackson Dart.
Well, here it is. This is the moment, Mike, that he has been working towards ever since hearing his name called on draft night. He's put in the work. He's gotten the reps with the first team. He's had some ups and downs through training camp in the preseason. But it's clear, this organization has all the confidence for this young quarterback to go out as the Week 1 starter. And frankly, the hope is he's the franchise quarterback for years to come.
Quick throw to Neighbors on the RPO.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. And that one shut down pretty quickly. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Well, that defense had that pegged from the jump, Mike. They tried to catch him a little off guard by doing a jet sweep to the wide receiver. There was no going anywhere on the outside. Great pursuit by the defense. No gain.
Third and short. Here's Dart. This one down the field, but lined up incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
A 49-yard attempt.
Gano's kick is good. And the Giants will take a 3-0 lead.
Commanders.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal, but I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. So here come the Commanders, and they are led by the Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2024. Greg, it was such a good rookie campaign for Jaden Daniels out of LSU.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking about new season, new opportunity. And I still do this at a high level. And man, you get through that first game and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away from the big win today.
Daniels now on first down. Escaping to his left. Finding the veteran tight end, Zach Ertz. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's first and goal.
Commanders first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Now Daniels exiting the pocket right. He pulls it in around the 5.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone. And
That one taken in, middle of the end zone. Zach Ertz, touchdown Commander. For Daniels, last year's Offensive Rookie of the Year. First touchdown pass of his sophomore season. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
The extra point by Day is good. The Commanders move out to a 7-3 lead.
Giants 3. To kick off for Washington.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return, it's Robinson. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
First and 10.
Giants offense ready to see the football for the second time. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Scatterboard. And that one going to be closed down to the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss.
21-yard line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
On second down, start. Aside that open man is nuts. And a big gain out of bounds as time runs down. An exclamation point to end this first quarter. Giants football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Dart. Open man downfield, that's Neighbor. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
At the 6-yard line.
A big play for the Giants. Pickup of 46 yards.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover. And this, it just shows how special he can be.
And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be 2nd and goal.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal.
Scatterboom. He's going to go backward. Taken down at the 6.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Giants field goal. A 29-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Giants are back within 1. It's 7-6. Graham Gano now following the field goal. Back to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Commanders offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. Hey, Greg, you think about the NFC East, I was always fond of saying, you're not allowed to rebuild in the NFC East. Think about these fan bases, Philly, Washington, Dallas, the Giants. Their fans don't stand rebuilds very often. Always feels a different pressure in this division to be one of the best teams in the league every year.
And it's just such a fun division. And last year with Washington turning it around so quickly, Jake Daniels and Dan Quinn, what a great story that was. And then, of course, with Philadelphia, the eventual Super Bowl champs. Clearly, towards the end of the season, it was pretty evident, at least to all of us, that they were the best team, and that's exactly how things played out. So if you're at the bottom looking up, unlike some of these other divisions where you say, okay, maybe I'm not as far behind as it feels, in the NFC East, Mike, there's just not a lot of easy wins in your division, especially if you're the Giants.
We talk about history, and sometimes people go back 5 or 10 years. I just think back to the generations of great matchups amongst these teams. Greg, when any one of these teams goes to visit the other one, it feels like a historic NFL game because of the legacy. That, to me, is why the NFC East is one of the sexiest divisions in all of sports, not just the NFL.
Oh, absolutely. And it has more of kind of like a college football vibe, right? There's rivalries. The fans kind of they hate each other. They're yelling at each other. They're throwing things at the field. It has a little bit more of a college arch enemy, arch rival type of vibe. And I think that's why it's so fun to football fans all across the league. Whether you're a fan of a team in the East or not, when those two teams are on and they're playing each other, you want to tune in.
Moving to his left. First down throw there is incomplete.
Well, if you like defensive football, this game's heaven because right now points have become a premium. Someone has to figure out a way to get something going, whether it's a field goal or even just a positive drive and play the field position game. Some offense has to take control of this game here at some point.
He's got his man in the middle of the end zone. Great London. Touchdown, Washington.
When you find yourself this tight to the goal line, Mike, the offense becomes a lot more restricted in as far as how deep you can throw the ball. The field is wider than it is long, and I think the idea here is let's spread them out. Let's put all of our eligibles out there and let the quarterback get a really good picture. Where are the holes in the coverage? Where are the one-on-one matchups that I like? And let's put this ball in the quarterback's hand, let him make a good decision, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
The extra point by Day is good. And the Commanders will take a 14-6 lead.
Giants 6. Gay, the kickoff for Washington.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return, it is Tyrone Tracy. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Giants offense ready to take over possession of the football. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does.
In trouble, and down he goes. Lawrence Armstrong working his way in to register his first sack of the new season. Now a timeout. Giants, that is their second. And they'll get together prior to this second down play. Now a shotgun. It's done. That's caught, and it's Cam Scalaboo. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
And it's third down.
Out of the gun, here comes Gunn. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. So on fourth down, out is Jamie Gillen to punt for the Giants, as he'll take this a yard or two into his own end zone. And it's a good return here. He's going to set his guys up with outstanding field position. The Commanders' offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniel. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Trying to connect with the veteran Zach Ertz that time. And it'll lead to a second down. To throw is Daniels. That one is brought in by Trey McClure. And they work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Well, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, Not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spin it out to the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
It's 4th down.
They'll go. Here's Daniels. He's got us at the 8. Out of bounds, but in business. They mark him down near the 2. It's a big play on 4th down. 32 yards.
Let's go now.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready.
Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, Commanders. For Deebo, 6 years in San Francisco. This is first touchdown as a Washington Commander. Now Gay for the extra point. The kick is good. The Commanders extend it to a 21-6 advantage.
Commanders 21, Giants 6. Matt Gay to kick off for Washington.
3 seconds, all that remain in this first half, as that one's away. Tracy now to return it. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Today is the day we've been working towards all summer, the debut of our new halftime show. So without further ado, let's roll. Our trip around the NFL starts now, and it starts with a good one in the AFC West. And this is Patrick Mahomes. He went for more than 300 yards passing, including this, one of his 3 touchdowns through the air. From there, why don't we go to South Philly, look in on the Eagles as they're hosting the Dallas Cowboys. And this is Devontae Smith, one of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Eagles begin their title defense with a victory in the season opener. Lastly, let's go down to the Big Easy, the New Orleans Saints hosting the Arizona Cardinals. And it's James Conner. He's going to take this one in, 11 yards on the touchdown run. This one's at halftime now, and it's the Cardinals with the lead in the opener at the half. Time for a look here at the rest of the games going on and what's to come here in Week 1 of the new NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half. As we send you back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. They'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. There's Dan Quinn as his Commanders head back onto the field. You know, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025 here?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals. And you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player. He was most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. New defense defensive coordinator in Al Golden, coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They may not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Why don't you flip it over? Who are the guys you're watching in the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year two? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, like that roster that we saw play last year is not the roster on paper that we expected to see. So I think Dallas has a chance. I think San Francisco always is going to be a team that dealt with their own injuries last year with Matt Reed and all the stuff on defense. So I think San Francisco and Dallas are two perennial teams we expect to be in the playoff hunt. They missed out last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in it again this year.
Take this one in. Detroit crushed Merritt. Touchdown, Washington. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game. To add the PAT. His kick is good. And the Commanders will extend this third quarter lead.
Commanders 28, Giants 6. Matt Gay to kick off for Washington.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return, it's Robinson. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready for their first possession of this second half. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are powering forward. He's in. Cam Scatterboo. Touchdown, Giants. For Scatterboo, 24 total TDs last year at Arizona State. This his first in the NFL. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
The two-point conversion.
They're going to try to run it in. And this time they stop him short of the goal line. Touchdown a moment ago. No two-point conversion to add on as they come up empty. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 20.
The Commanders' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10.
go. Here we go. Ready.
Off the play fake, here's Daniels. Open man downfield, that's London. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
4 yards.
An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Let's go. Pass to 60. Pass to 60. Oh, yeah, you got it. Let's go.
They'll go play action here with Daniel. And he can hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
Ready.
On the toss, they'll run. It'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5. Here comes third down.
And he just continues to chew off more and more yardage with every single carry. And you can see here with the numbers, Mike, for as strong as he was in the first half, it almost looks like he's gotten even stronger now here in the second.
Mustang 19.
Third and short, and it's Daniel. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
On first down, Daniel. And that is incomplete. They couldn't hook up there. As time has expired, the third quarter has come to an end.
Ready.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Throwing is Daniel. Flush to his left. Escaping the danger. Throwing incompleted. And he will get into the end zone. Harris with one. Touchdown, Commander. This has got to feel good, Greg. You open at home and a great performance with one more touchdown added on top.
Not many better ways, Mike, than to create some excitement amongst your fan base than to have a great home opener. Every team works all off-season. They stress it during training camp. Let's get off to a great start, and then all of a sudden you're able to do it in front of your home crowd. Man, this has been a really impressive performance.
Now Gay for the extra point. He's got it. The Commanders will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Giants 12. Matt Gay to kick off for Washington.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Tracy now to return it. And he's down at 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Giants offense back onto the field for their next possession. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough game.
And we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So in this case, though, Mike, I think you have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2.
Palmer zone read gives to Scalaboo. And he is not going to get away. Might have got the yards, but it will set up third down.
48-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it's third down.
Operating from the gun, it's Dart. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Giants.
We'll try and set up the tight end screen. Big strides, let him go. And he'll get into the end zone. Dawson Knox, touchdown, New York. For Jackson Dart, milestone moment, his first NFL career touchdown pass. Well, Greg, really down to the point where every possession they need to score, and they get a touchdown here to stay alive.
Mike, I like what I'm seeing out of this team. They find themselves down big late, but there's no quit. They're continuing to fight back. They got a chance to make this one a two-possession game here late.
And he's not going to get in. The decision to go for two doesn't pay off. Unable to cut any further into the deficit. So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an onside kick.
You had no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. And this has been the start of the season you hope for. You held serve at home, have the lead here in the fourth quarter, and now it's all about bleeding down that clock. And you wind up getting about 4 before he's shown the sideline.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide-open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds. It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. There's Ertz. He's got it right side. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. It's going to be 3rd. They need 1.
Let's go.
3rd and a yard. It's Daniels. Moving left. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Washington. His 2nd touchdown now here in the season opener. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
And Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ball game.
Gay to add the PAT. It's up and through. And the Commanders tack on 1 more to their lead.
Commanders 42, Giants 18.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Tracy now to return it. Across the 20, it'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. It's Darton. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you run.
Throw, right side, taken in by Neighbor. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play.
At this stage of the game, the score is really irrelevant. You want to try to build something positive towards the end of this game, and I think that score will help do just that.
The Giants will line up for the 2-point conversion.
To the air once more is Darton. That's pulled in, and they're able to tack on the 2-point conversion.
Commanders 42, Giants 26.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy is better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest. Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. On the move left. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
And the Washington first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Owen back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's 1st and goal. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run going to put him up over 100 yards for this one.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Here's a chance to put this game away. 1st down and goal.
Red. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Here's a run. And that play took a little long to develop. They stop him for no gain at the
He's
4.
brought down at the 4-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one's decided. Not sure they needed to take the timeout, but we'll take it with them. Matt Gay coming on for this field goal drop. This about as short as you can get. Gay's kick is good. And the Commanders will extend their lead. So it's It's a win here for the Commanders. They move to 1-0 as they earn this victory in the division, no less, here in Week 1. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Commanders are winners, as we say so long from just outside our nation's capital.
The players on your team earn some XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each game.
Football is back. I'm Scott Hansen, and this is the new EA Sports Weekly Recap for Week 1 of the 2025 regular season. Plenty to get to. Let's start in Landover. The Commanders at home to take on the New York Giants. And this is the running back for the home team. He's trying to get the season off on the right foot, and I think he just did. Both feet, as a matter of fact. He's gone. From there, why don't we go to South Philly? Look in on the Eagles as they're hosting the Dallas Cowboys. And this is Devontae Smith. He was a tough man to pin down all game long. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches. The Eagles wind up winning this one in front of the home crowd to begin the new season. One more to tell you about. It was the Chiefs and the Chargers, the Friday game down in Brazil. And it's Patrick Mahomes. One of his 3 touchdown passes on the night. The Chiefs begin their search for a 4th straight Super Bowl appearance. They get the victory in Week 1. Until next week, Scott Hansen, good night from Orlando.